Alright, people, let's do this. We are just about ready to head to the deep roads. There's a few loose ends to tie up, but for the most part, I think we've explored everything there is to explore here in the first chapter or act of the game. Okay, now, as far as the expedition is concerned, I think Bertrand wants, what, like 50 gold or something? Just to invest in it, you know, to you know, kind of put up our stake, put up our share. And even if I had it, I would still go do this right here. What I'm about to do is this, of course, shady back alley deal, right? To get the investment money. Because this is going to result in some extra XP later. Right? So I would do this regardless. But I don't have the money because I've been pissing it off. So we're going to need this real quick.
Well, well. Now it's beginning to all make sense.
Do I know you?
Not yet, but I wager you'll be glad we met. The name's Dougal Gavorn, and you're Bertrand's new business partner. Oh.
Yes. Bertrand was falling all over himself to enlist my help.
And that's what I need to talk to you about. Bertrand turned aside my offer of help, even though I had the coin to spare. Thing is, I still think it's a promising venture. The fool won't let me invest, but if someone like you invested on my behalf...
Bertrand was pretty desperate for help. He must have had a good reason to turn you down.
You did. We had a disagreement. You've met Bertrand, yes? Someone would need the patience of a Bronto not to want to kill him. But what's done is done. Now his pride won't let him take my coin, even if it ruins him.
He won't be happy if I do this.
Then why tell him? Bertrand is better off not knowing a lot of things. This way he's happy, you're happy, and I'm happy. We're all happy.
Just what kind of terms are we talking about here?
I give you what Bertrand needs. Bertrand thinks it's your coin. Then when the expedition's done, you pay me back double.
Why not? I can never resist a shady deal.
Ever deeper. Is that it?
Marvelous. You tell Bertrand that the coin's on the way. I'll have it delivered to him discreetly. Good luck on your expedition, my friend. We shall meet again.
Well, if I would have been thinking, I wouldn't have brought along Aveline. Stupid me. I mean, you know, shady deals, right? Just leave her at the house when you're going to make shady deals in the middle of the night and in some back alley in Lowtown with some obvious thugs. The dude's not just a snake, but he's like an obvious snake. And letting me know that he'll see me later, yeah, that's probably not going to end well. But regardless, I would do that no matter what, because that's going to result in some bonus XP later on in the game. Right, but as it is, you know, right here I have almost enough gold, but as soon as I buy this, I'm going to be just about broke again. Yep. But now we have all those bought and paid for. I think another one pops up in the Black Emporium in Act 2, or maybe it's Act 3. It seems like there's one more skill potion there. I think the guy, the elf merchant up there in Sundermount, I think he gets one in Act 2, if I remember right. So there'll be some more that'll pop up here and there, but got to make sure we get all those. That's what the money is being saved for. So now this is the time. You know, speaking of gold, if I wanted to do the exploit, I could take that potion right there and keep double selling it back and have 1,000 gold in a matter of a couple minutes. I mean, I choose not to do that. I like managing the money in the game just like I do, you know, the skills and the tactics and everything else. But there's that. Once you can get the higher dollar items, they add up real fast.
These thugs are plaguing the streets. I don't see a problem in giving them the fight they want.
All right, and the moment we've all been waiting for. I kind of dread this. There's a couple different tactics here. Honestly, I'd probably be better off having brought Meryl. It's one less healer, but it's a lot more overall DPS as far as that goes. Bethany right now at this level, she's geared to essentially heal and buff the party. You know, provide haste, throw down a few paralysis runes here and there, but other than that, she can't do a whole lot more than that. She doesn't have a lot of offensive firepower. Whereas Meryl, she can just spam the crap out of spells, and as long as you can keep her on her feet, she's good. And there's a lot of enemies here in a close area. So, you know, things like chain lightning and stuff like that. And we'll see Anders pop off a few of those, and they're effective, really effective. But if you have Anders and Meryl both spamming that, this fight can end quickly, right? With this setup, keeping the enemies somewhat close together, with Aveline here, she can radiate taunt, essentially radiate kind of a threatening, you know, aura around herself, and keep the enemies on her and off the mages, at least for the most part, not completely. And it's kind of my job to essentially run around and clean up all the trash that's harassing my mages, so that we can keep our mages on their feet. There'll be several waves that spawn in this little room directly on top of our head, and then several waves that spawn in the big room. The big room can be easier in one way, as you have a little more room to work, right? You can kind of spread things out a bit, but then on the flip side of that, a lot of times the aggro will come off of Aveline and focus on me or my mages too, so... like I say, if Meryl was here, we'd probably just run in the main room, try to take out the this guy, this head boss dude, this captain, first, and then he wouldn't be here to buff everyone else. Notice he's letting off this, I guess his own version of rally or whatever. Just keeping the enemies regenerating stamina and health and you name it. But yeah, see, we just get this horde that drops right on top of us. And if we were in the next room, they could funnel through that door, and we could just essentially be managing it from the other side. But I found this to be quickest, keeps them closer together. Not much of a difference either way, I guess. Alright, but for the most part, the mages have been pretty much unharassed. You know, I mean, if you kind of look down there at Anders and Bethany's health bars, not moving much. You know, they're catching a few arrows here and there, but been able to take care of those archers. And so that's like really, really nasty battle made more manageable. Like I say, if we go the other strategy with it, then I would have brought Meryl along, and we would have gone more for more damage in a short period of time, as opposed to staying on our feet and methodically, you know, taking out the mobs. And I think that worked out well. All right, so that'll go. And we got that under our belt. This is one of a half dozen various challenges set forth by the game that I almost dread sometimes. There's one that's I think it's I don't know if it's called the Gauntlet, but it's nicknamed the Gauntlet, and it's just hordes and hordes of demons and high-level demons that come in waves, and it's similar to this, but you have really high-level demon enemies that it's really strategic, and it's one of those things where if you just make a mistake and just wipe your party. I mean, that's it. You can either beat the challenge in a matter of a minute, or make one mistake and have your party wiped in a matter of a minute. I mean, it's one of those type of things. Alright, there's Bartran over there. We'll go deal with him in a minute. There's still a couple things to do.
Drinks of the Hanged Man when you're done? Absolutely. See you there.
One thing that's kind of a key, at least for Nightmare down in the deep roads, is lightning protection. It's going to really come into play. Not for all the enemies, but for the hardest parts of it, it's nice to have that, and it makes something that's almost impossible much more manageable. Just having a little lightning protection. So I'll try to kind of get a general idea of how many rune slots I have available between my party members that I'm going to be taking with me, and then order some runes for that. It'll be some expenditure, but I actually have a little gold. In fact, probably a little more gold. Probably about, I don't know, somewhere around 8 to 10 extra gold than I normally would have had from stuff I haven't had to buy because of the DLC stuff that we started with. Although I think the belt that I always buy from that merchant underneath the docks, well, what is his name? Lenny's Goods, I think, or whatever. There's a belt that I always buy from him regardless, and I did buy that. And of course our tomes and stuff, but we've been doing pretty good overall as far as the loot pickups, you know, the money drops and stuff, so. And I've been able to sell a lot of things that I might have otherwise probably used, so there's been a little bit of extra gold there. So I'll have money to spare to get everybody the runes they need. Might get a few, probably some, what are they called, runes of impact, where they just raise your base damage just a little bit. That would probably be a good thing. We're going to run into a lot of different kinds of resistances down in the deep roads. Everything from fire to nature to spirit to lightning to cold, just immunities. And so having just some base physical damage where, you know, I mean, if you've got armor, well, that's one thing. But other than that, you know, it's just base damage that you can work with. Hope that my mages have, well, mage, the only one I'm going to be taking down there is Anders. But hope he has some small variety of staffs that we can switch up with. I think, honestly, the Deep Roads is like the best test for your early game build, if you're ready, you know, because they throw literally a little of everything at you. You know, numbers, strong enemies, a mix of both, mobs, you know, and stuff, and with all kinds of different immunities and resistances and things like that. So it helps to be familiar with the area. And, you know, honestly, I don't remember all the resistances of all the enemies off the top of my head. I used to. I used to have that. I know a few of them still. I think, let's see. The Canary are immune to lightning. Dragons are immune to fire. You know, I mean, there's some of the obvious ones. Rage demons are immune to fire. I think revenants are immune to nature. No, spiders are immune to nature. Mabari are immune to cold, if I recall. One of the mercenary bands are immune to cold too, also, I think. Or maybe they're immune to spirit or something. I don't know. Anyway. Alright, so I have a rough idea. Try not to make too many of these things, but have a few. Something to throw in Varric's crossbow. Really, these runes of impact will be replaced after this. Runes are destroyed when you switch them out with something else. So it's just kind of like, you know, throw them in there and then throw them away type of deal.
Business is good.
But Varric's stuck in your party when you go to Deep Road, so I have to factor him in there. So, you know, have something to throw in his crossbow that I know will raise his overall damage a little bit against everything. And just, you know, be cool with that. I need to get the people in my party that I'm actually going to have with me so I can put stuff in their gear specifically. And that lady's not here. Oh, it's daytime. Oh, duh. Okay, let me switch to night real quick. This is pretty convenient. There we go. All right, nighttime now. Oh, you know what? We just finished Night Lies, right? Let's go turn that in. Wow, you know, I seriously almost forgot.
You left out criminals and hired muscle.
Oh, I'm glad I thought of that.
We dwarves are drawn to shiny objects, sort of like
Sexy 500 XP.
You're kidding.
Of course I am. We
Another
come to
time
the
for
surface with the skills our ancestors had, Blondie. You think there's a tradition of
Opportunity to sell off some junk.
Beekeep, sailors,
Well, there could be mushroom growers and nug wranglers.
Orzammar will never let those people go topside.
I don't remember if this guy sells any companion armor upgrades. Really don't remember. Okay, that needs to go to Merrill, that Talisman of Cerebos. That's what the Canary gave us after we escorted him out of the cave, and then he essentially killed himself. But, yeah, that is awesome for Merrill. I mean, like, really awesome. I don't remember if the health regen actually affects her, though. Like, she can't be healed by normal means, but I believe that Pendant actually can heal her a little bit. She gets the health regen that, you know, a normal character would in a combat situation. She won't get any bonus from any kind of buffs or anything, like from Anders or any of that.
The Ferelden, eh? The Red Iron said you might help me. Some raider captains are having secret meetings at night in Lowtown. The job's simple. Break up the meeting and kill every one of the bastards.
That's not much to go on.
It's enough to do the job.
Just tell me where they are.
All the details are in this letter. If you manage to eavesdrop on the meeting before you kill them, there'll be extra in it for you. I'll be here.
Now, I guess the Red Iron aren't bitter about me taking out Mirren, huh? Apparently not. Let me go ahead and buff this up. You know, at some point I'm going to throw a few extra points in the Constitution for Varric. Just give him a little bit thicker hide. Just a little bit. Alright, so you notice down there at the bottom are his pinning shot, right? He's able to use that pretty often. Okay. And now he can capitalize with Archer's Lance, right? As soon as I pick that up, he'll be able to capitalize on brittle targets also. And I believe brittle is what is set up by the Petrify. Right? And at one point, both Anders and Meryl will both be able to cast that. And so on the enemies that really matter, you know, elite or above, when they're petrified, both my character's Assassination and Varric's Archer's Lance, whatever the upgrade for that is, can both, you know, capitalize on that. So it's pretty sweet. And the good thing about the AI is if you have Varric use that ability only when an enemy is brittle, right, then the AI will use it automatically. In fact, it'll do it better than I can, you know, because, you know, it takes me to actually be able to recognize and say, oh, crap, you know, if I've got this skill on cooldown, then I can pull it off real quick, assuming I'm in range. Whereas Varric, you know, as soon as an enemy's brittle, bam, he pops that off, and you're going to see some enemies, even elite enemies, like these assassins and these annoying mages and stuff like that, just disappear. See their health bar just vanish, you know, and they're down. It's awesome, you know. It seems like it pops up at the most timely moments too. Very cool. All right, but you know, managing aggro and managing the battlefield are as important, really. Once again, it's apples to oranges. I mean, I know what skills I'm going to want. You know, if I were to do this playthrough again and be here at level 11 or 12 again, there would probably be a couple other skills in place, but by the time we get to level 15 or 20, it'll all end up the same. Sometimes I go straight for offense on everybody right off the top. And, you know, it's all about setting up combos first, and we'll worry about, you know, survivability and what would you say, you know, battlefield tactics kind of second type of deal. Is I want this character to be setting up these combos. I want this character to capitalize on these combos and have all those things in order. Then we'll worry about other stuff like buffs and, you know, taunts and, you know, and all this kind of thing. And in this case, it's been more along the lines of just trying to set the basics of the tactics. More, you know, for you guys, you know, kind of benefits, show you strategy and how I'm thinking when I build my party, and you know, gear everything up. But pretty much from this point on, really after the Deep Roads, you know, you get into Act 2, and that's really where I start to dress up everybody's build. Like now we've got everybody's base core skills pretty much lined out. And if you notice a pattern in how I build my characters, it's kind of like I establish my basic gameplay. These are the skills I'm going to use all the time, right? And these are the things that I want my party members to do, right? And so I get those skills lined out, right? My tank needs to, you know, draw hate, for example. My healer needs to be ready to heal and buff the party. My damage dealers need to have their basic skills that they're going to be dealing damage with, and whatever they're going to set up combos with lined out. And then we start upgrading stuff. You know, then I start upgrading this, you know, to where all the combos actually start, you know, really getting set up. And then I start putting passives on, which will enhance the damage from this attack and lower the cooldowns for other attacks, you know, and stuff like that.
You sink her. Careful, lick spittle. My men and I aren't accustomed to taking orders.
The Viscount's pardon comes with strings. If Amaranthine is left unchecked, they will rule the waking sea.
Piss on that. What do I care?
A dozen war galleys hunting your kind to extinction says you'll care.
Monsieur, someone's nearby.
Alright, so we got the Viscount making essentially deals with thugs here. He doesn't throw them in the brink, right? Or have them all killed, and then they basically work for the city. And, you know, he's got a bad habit of hiring thugs, I've noticed. And he's got the winners looking for his boy, which it ended badly and could have ended even worse than that. And then he's got these piece of crap right here, these cutthroats, pirates essentially, working for him, you know, to help control the waters, and he doesn't expect to ever get turned on. You know, the Viscount really is a tool. He really is kind of an idiot, actually. Oh, there's that assassin. Keeps disappearing and reappearing. Yeah, how do you like that? You didn't get to disappear that time, did you, punk? No, that's not good. 127. Alright. I think there's a few more that are supposed to spawn. We should have got another, I don't know, 80 XP out of that or something. 120 is an odd number. I think it's supposed to be like 200. Which means that a few enemies... maybe we killed them too fast. It's possible. Oh well, that's cool. At least we'll go turn it in. We'll get some gold for it. And all that good stuff. And I do believe this is the last of the actual side quests or, you know, little things that we can do. I believe that's it. I believe we've been pretty thorough.
Someone powerful in Kirkwall wants the raiders to attack Amaranthine ships.
As I suspected. You've earned a bonus. You've done for Eldon and Amaranthine a great service.
Alright. Like I say, that kind of wraps that up. Now, I'm thinking... Make sure there's no codexes hidden around here or something. What I'll probably do, and this will probably be off camera, I will make a round, I'll go down to the docks at night. I'll go all through a Hightown market, like here, you know, and check everybody. Matter of fact, I could probably just do that right now, actually. Go up and talk to the elf merchant one more time. Maybe even run up the hillside, like where we took Meryl to deliver Flemis Amulet, and see if there isn't maybe a random mob of spiders or something that might attack us. See if we can't squeeze a few extra XP out of there somewhere. Maybe even make a trip back to the Wounded Coast and just do a little route, and see if anybody wants to jump us. And I'm really close to leveling. It's actually pretty good. Getting the deep roads at level 12. That's pretty cool. Yep, not seeing anything. But yeah, want to make sure that nobody has any companion armor upgrades. Got to remember to get to that merchant, Lenny, I think his name is. Get to his little shop under the docks. Let me think. Lowtown? I really don't think I actually visited every merchant in Lowtown anyway. It's very likely that somebody has something, you know. I believe once you get Isabel, a piece of armor pops. You know, it's very possible maybe Varric has something too. Like once you finish a companion quest, a merchant that didn't have something may have something later. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a wise idea. So yeah, I'm going to do a run of all the merchants. Like I say, I'll do it off camera. If I find something, I'll let you guys know. Go, you know, see if I can't clean up any stray mobs, you know, 3 or 4 enemies here, 3 or 4 enemies there, that type of thing. I doubt that. May even go back out to the bone pit and, you know, just run around and see if anything wants to jump out of a dark corner at me. All right, so a few runes of impact. You know, it's a couple points, but make a difference. A little bit of a difference. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be playing with the axes. They're cool. They're keeping up. But I'm kind of missing the Dalish daggers, the double-ended daggers, because I just think they look so badass. These look badass too. So I probably wouldn't get rid of these. I might switch out though. And especially if I get what is it, finesse, or the other one, spider's bite, or whatever. I might have to run with those just a little bit. But at some point I'll have to make a decision, because there is a point in the game where you get one specific rune that increases your attack speed overall. And it's like having built-in haste permanently. Oh, it's like totally mandatory when you're doing when you're playing a two-handed warrior. Oh, if you throw that in your sword, oh my gosh. You're just all over the place. It's awesome. Then you throw Berserk on top of that. It's absolutely beautiful. But, anyway, all right. So, well, at least myself, Aveline, at least we have some electricity protection. That's cool. Looks like I have one left over, but let me run around. It seems like there's an upgrade available for Varric somewhere. I'm thinking that unless I already got it. I don't know. Well, we'll go find out. Anyway, I'll let you guys know if I find anything. But thanks for watching, and we'll head off to the deep roads on the next one. All right? You want to subscribe? Click that button up top for more Dragon Age 2. The rest of this playthrough, click that image in the middle, and I will catch you guys later. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.